For over 20 years, Kahawa Pride has dreamed of competing against the nation's top clubs in the prestigious Kenyan Premier League. But now, in just 16 hours, that dream will be coming true. Kahawa Pride, a 5th division club that has defied near impossible odds from the humble neighborhood of Kahawa West, will be going head-to-head with Murang'a Seal FC, the Sport Pesa-backed Premier League giant, after drawing them in the first round of the Mozzart Bet Cup, which is Kenya's version of the FA Cup. Not only will 3 million shillings be on the line, but millions of fans from within Kenya and around the world will be watching and waiting for the result of this matchup. And while fans were laughing at the absurdity of this mismatch, we got to work immediately renting a grass pitch for a week of high-intensity training, dialing in our recovery, nutrition, and supplements, and doing everything we possibly could to pull off what would be the greatest upset Kenya has seen this century. In this video, I will be covering our week of training leading up to this match, what happened last week in our 0-0 draw against Murang'a FC, and the latest updates in our East Africa to EPL series. You are now watching Road to the Kenyan Premier League. What's up, everyone? My name is Hayes Canup, JerseyBird founder and your host of Road to the Kenyan Premier League. I'm back with another Friday episode, which typically cover the smaller headlines, but we have a huge video for you today as we are less than 24 hours away from our Mozzart Bet Cup debut. So for those who do not know, the Mozzart Bet Cup is essentially Kenya's version of England's FA Cup. Almost all of the nation's top teams are competing in a single elimination bracket, starting with 64 clubs. For context, here is a breakdown of how many clubs from each tier are competing this year. Last Thursday, the 29th, Otto and Susan attended the Mozzart Bet Cup drawing ceremony, where we pulled a matchup against Murang'a Seal FC in the first round. Seal currently sit 4th on the Premier League table and finished 3rd in the cup last year, coming up just short of the finals, falling 5-4 to Gor Mahia in penalties in front of an insane sold-out crowd at Dandora Stadium. Immediately after the draw, we began planning our preparations, the biggest being renting out a practice field outside of Kasarani Stadium to get some grass training in before the cup match, because it will be played on grass. It's definitely one of the most difficult matches we could have drawn in round 1, but we checked in with our players and staff to see what they thought of the matchup.
To my players, they need to be confident enough for the match. We've already played a good friendly match during the week. The boys showed that they can do it. And to our fans, just wait for a surprise.
It's a football match and anything can happen in football, so we keep our heads in and we hope to win the match.
Kwa mafans kwanza waendelee tu kutuamini kama wanavyotuamini. Yote inaweza kutokea, but tutapambana.
It's going to be a tough match, but we're going to give our best so that we can secure a win, and I believe we can.
Tunafaa kuexpect ni entertainment. Tunajua game itakuwa rahisi sababu tunacheza na wase wanapiga top tier.
Tuko some few tiers below. Ni about to mindset. Tuna prepare vijana mentally, so hao lazima tu ndo step up.
There's no doubt about us being a clear underdog, but Seal does not seem to be taking the matchup lightly, as we heard from club CEO Josh Mwangi at the drawing ceremony.
So last time we were eliminated at the semi-finals by Gor Mahia via penalties. This time to meet Kahawa Pride. It's a young team. I've been following them on TikTok, and yeah, it's an entertaining match. We'll give them the respect they deserve. And yeah, we hope for the best.
As I mentioned earlier, winning it all pays 3 million shillings or 23,000 USD. Second place pays 2 million shillings. Third place pays 1.5 million, and fourth pays 1 million. So there is a lot on the line, and of course, we will be live on the JerseyBird YouTube channel this Saturday at 1 p.m. East African time for kickoff. That is 10 a.m. in London, 5 a.m. in New York, and 2 a.m. in LA. The venue for the match is is Police Sacco Stadium, a beautiful 5,000 capacity facility located in South Nairobi. So if you're in the area, show up in maroon to cheer us on as we do our best to shock the world. So that covers the Mozzart Bet Cup preview. Let's quickly recap last week's league match because I did not get a chance to cover it in Wednesday's financial report video. Last week, we went up against Murang'a FC, a club who had 2 losses and 2 draws coming into the match, and we ended up tying 0-0. To be honest, it was by far the least entertaining match of the season, but we did have control of the match. Felix Kamal sent a chip shot off the left post in the second half. We were literally half a footstep away from drawing a penalty that turned into a free kick outside the box. And of course, we cannot forget the offsides controversy in stoppage time. It was an extremely close call, but the general consensus was that the ref made the right call and we went home with 1 point.
It wasn't a good performance from our boys, but surely we are going to work for our next league matches.
It was definitely devastating. We expected a win, but we were really pleased with how the boys played, how they displayed football.
Yesterday, we tried our best, but bad luck. We didn't win, but we thank God for the 1 point. It was a disappointing result. Coming through the match as the dominant side, we tried our best, but we didn't get the 3 points. But thank to God, we got 1 point.
Kwangu ilikuwa game nzito juu tulikuwa home. Tungechukua 3 points, but kaisha 2-0 juu walikaza.
At the end of the day, we failed to score and we settled for a scoreless draw, which puts us at 14th on the table with 3 wins, 2 draws, and 2 inherited losses that are carrying -3 points each. And a reminder on those 2 inherited losses, we are currently going through the process needed to amend the table and fix our standing. They will be removed and we will replay both of those matches, meaning that the -6 sandbag could potentially turn into a 6-point boost if we can win both replays. At the absolute worst, we lose both replays, but we would still gain 6 points because we drop that -6 forfeit penalty that we inherited from the club we replaced in week 3 of the league. That is the recap from last week's league match. Not an ideal result, but it's in the past now, and all focus is ahead on the cup match tomorrow. Now, for the final segment of this episode, what happened to our 3 East Africa to EPL trialists who traveled all the way to Nairobi for a chance to earn a contract? Naldo Zimbwe Jr. from Tanzania, Mwiseneza Desire from Rwanda, and Galib Khalid from Kenya all arrived in Nairobi early last week, trained in multiple sessions with the club, and even played in a friendly to show off their skills in-game, but at the end of the day, none of them were signed. Here are our coach notes on each one of the prospects. Pause if you want to read them. Of course, it is an anticlimactic ending to an otherwise pretty solid year 1 of the East Africa to EPL Challenge. I did learn a lot this year, and I do want to try again next season when hopefully we will have an even larger online presence to reach more talents from around East Africa. And just to be clear, we are not going to sign players just for the sake of content. We are here solely to win matches, and the coaching staff will sign and release players as they see fit with that mentality in mind. Now, we did not come away from the week completely empty-handed because we did sign Eliud Wikisa, a 17-year-old raw talent from Western Kenya. He was sent to us by the same scout who sent us Marvin Okech, Sidiki Otieno, George Uma, Gideon Etyang, and Ezekiel Dugu. So you pretty much can already tell that this kid is going to be a baller. Here's his scouting report. He's basically an untapped talent with high upside. I wouldn't expect to see him in the starting lineup anytime soon, but at just 17 years old, he has plenty of time to develop. Now, before I close out the video, I do have one more must-watch segment for you guys. When I saw this, I actually couldn't believe it, but Joel, a fan from Honduras, yes, Honduras, a country in Central America, flew over 8,000 miles across the entire Atlantic Ocean just to see our team play in a friendly. I'll just roll the clips because really it was cool to see.
He flew here to see you guys play. So you flew across the Atlantic just to watch you play. And it's his birthday today.
Oh!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you.
videos on YouTube, and I was like, well, at least on my birthday, I need to come to Kenya and try to meet the team, because I do believe in the team and in this project. I believe in that.
Shout out to Joel. We really do appreciate the support. In between our players getting stopped multiple times by fans in public last week and someone traveling from halfway around the world just to catch a friendly, I'm starting to think that we might be building something a little bit bigger than any of us realize. So on that note, I will close out the video, our 25th episode of season 2. I will be up early at 4 a.m. for the stream on Saturday. I hope to see some fellow Americans up early as well in the chat as we look to pull off a miracle that literally would change the trajectory of our club forever. As always, you can catch new episodes of Road to the Kenyan Premier League every Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for the insane amount of support from all around the world, and I'll see you in the next one.